I'm Heather Cowie, your proud president of your Alberta Recreation and Parks Association. I have been remiss in my previous president's messages, and I want to now make it right. I have missed the land acknowledgement, which isn't about a check mark before we commence a meeting. It's about an honest and inclusive way to continue to build strength-based relationships, which your association is committed to doing. Our ongoing goal is to cultivate and strengthen and continue to learn about Indigenous peoples, our history of colonialism, and how we collectively establish healthy reciprocal relationships. I'm reminded of Dr. Reg Crowshoe, who is just a beautiful human being, and he talks about ethical spaces. And that's what land acknowledgement begins to do, is to talk about ethical spaces. I gratefully stand and respect Treaty 6 land today, a traditional gathering place for diverse Indigenous peoples, including Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Nakota Sioux, Iroquois, Dene, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, and Inuit. Hello to our elders, our members, elected officials, staff, volunteers, supporters, sponsors, funders, partners, and the Recreation for Life Foundation Board. It's October, 6 months since COVID impacted us personally and professionally. Our sector has been directly affected, and we all have been focused and faced many tough decisions: staff reductions, program changes, reconciling public expectations, can we say pickleball or hockey dressing rooms, and safe openings. Thank you for your work. We have, as a sector, been resilient, innovative, and creative. Many stories are emerging about our responses. And you think about it, in 6 months, we have closed our facilities, we have carefully planned their reopened, and we have safely reopened. That's significant, and one we should all be very proud of, in spite of the challenges that we have faced. What made it all bearable was our connections, and I've talked about that a lot in my messages. Who was doing what and why, what decisions, and who heard from what. I know that I am continue to be grateful for the group that I meet with here in, well, it's actually now Alberta. The learnings and the sharing have made you feel not alone, and I appreciate that, and I'm glad that we are connected. Thank you for renewing your memberships. The support for us means stability for our association and the leadership that we want to continue to provide to you. What's on our horizon? I think it's safe to say that everybody knows that we are just weeks away from our ARPA conference and Energize workshop. Our program is nearly complete, and we keep adding amazing new things all the time. It's a virtual program with a focus and a cost of less than $200, which is really affordable. And thank you to those that have registered already. My advice, book your time, protect your time if you're going to join us online. It's so easy to let online learning disappear, but now more than ever, we need to be connected, and that learning and development is important for us as a sector to continue to grow. Our program is diverse. It has facility operations, parks operations, topics of equity, diversity, and inclusion, of course, some self-care and some leadership that I think we all need. I'm super excited about this year's program, and I'm really looking forward to the conference. And thank you to our committee and staff who have just gone above and beyond to create something that is COVID safe, but still meets the mark for our expectations for learning and development for the sector. On October 8th, we are hosting a really early pre-conference, a focus on the impacts of COVID to our sector and what our future may hold. It will be a conversation between myself, Mike Roma, president of the Canadian Parks and Recreation Association, and the talented Kyle Ripley, I've always wanted to say that, Parks Director with the City of Calgary, as well as an World Urban Parks Board member. We're going to look at a list of top 10 influences that have hit our sector, have a bit of a conversation about that in terms of what we're all seeing from our different perspectives. And by no means are we experts or claiming to be. We just want to start a conversation, and we want to be able to do that with our members. So we do hope that you do join us. It is free. And then after we have our conversation, we'll be able to go into virtual breakout rooms, depending upon your area of focus, to continue to have conversations that we want to be able to feed back to the association so that we can advocate and position as best we can based on what's happening with you. Again, free opportunity, great way for our sector to collectively talk about what's going on. And I think what's important to think about is that decisions that we're making today will likely have generational impacts. And it's important we have those conversations so that we know what we're going to do to our sector in the long term. And you've heard me say this before, when you know better, you do better, and we get smarter when we hang out together. So that's what October 8th is about. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. A little scared, mind you, but I think we'll be okay. Well, what else? Regional recreation meetings. Those will continue to start up after conference. We just simply didn't have enough resources to be able to get them going. Again, it's an opportunity to talk with government, ARPA, and regional folks about what's happening specifically in your area. And we will look to those to start those after conference. With our survey project, we're continuing to work with our great evaluation consultants to measure the value perceptions of recreation in parks. But we need you, because a survey is only going to be meaningful if it gets out to enough people. So when it comes your way, please do help us send it out to your sector and your contacts in your area, because that's how the data is going to be meaningful. Our Indigenous work. A highlight was this past summer's Okotoks Indigenous River Camp that was organized with our partners, Miskanawa and Trellis, which is formerly Boys and Girls Clubs of Calgary. They've just merged with another organization and changed their name, as well as our Elders Knowledge Circle. Despite COVID, we safely hosted a 5-day camp on the land and introduced a new online component for people to contribute. You can, in fact, check out that online culture camp on our website under the Walking with Indigenous Communities tab. ARPA would like to wholeheartedly thank our elders who guided us gracefully through this work and look forward to the International Elder Circle later this week that ARPA is hosting alongside with World Urban Parks. Our strategic plan. We are continuing to work on updating our strat plan, and this is a key for the board members. If you haven't gone in and filled out your survey, please do so. Our broad outcomes will remain intact. We will be focusing on strategies and key initiatives that matter to our members given our context. We continue to be financially viable. We are applying for grants. One in particular focuses on activating, designing, and promoting outdoor spaces in all 4 seasons. I think I'm not alone when we worry about what the impacts of winter were going to be with COVID, and we want to help citizens and communities get outside where it is safe to be so in all seasons. Staff continue to be amazing and continue to work from home, which will be evaluated in January. Our board of directors, I couldn't do this work without them. Thank you. And Steve Allen, you are our rock that holds us together. Thank you so much. Our path forward is unknown, but together we can rise to challenges, create our new realities, and continue with our quality of life impact. ARPA is committed to supporting you as we meet challenges and opportunities head on. Be safe, have balance in your life, and I so look forward to connecting with everybody virtually or in person at our conference this October. Take care, everyone.